Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a flame. So if we want to make like a little fire or whatever, we can do that here. So I've got an image here, let's paste it in. And let's make it smaller so it'll work for us. I'm just going to put it on the top for right now. And let's put another opacity mask on this guy. And let's clear out some of this. And let's just go back to normal soft brush. Just take out this stuff here. And then let's get the magic wand tool out again. And let's turn off contiguous this time. I'm gonna select the actual texture here. And then select it. And we're gonna cut out all that black. And then we'll just come in with our brush again. We'll just take out some of this stuff here, shape it up a little bit. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll actually take this guy and we'll adjust the size of it again. We're gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Let's see, let's rotate another 180. Okay, and then I'm going to take this guy and I'm just going to kind of resize it down because it's not as crucial because it doesn't really have as much detail as the fire is. or does. So I'm not going to worry about that. Cool. Alright, so something else we have to do is we kind of have to normalize the lighting on some of our guys here, particularly the wood right here. So if I just come up and select my top layer, Control Alt Shift D, put it all to one layer, and I hit Control Shift U, desaturate it, I can tell that this area right here is lighter than this area here. And that's not going to be bueno because I need it to be relatively the same for a normal map if I wanted to generate that. So I'm going to delete this guy. And then let's start with the wood here too. So I'm just going to hit Control L, bring up the level, bring the levels in a little bit. And let's bring in the dark in a little bit on that. Let's take that out. Okay. So that's looking okay. And sometimes you can just do it with the levels, and that's fantastic if you can do it with that. With this wood here, I don't think we're going to be able to do it with just the levels. But let's see. Yeah. So we're not going to be able to do it with the levels here. So what we have to do is we actually have to go in here, click, and you have your dodge and burn tools here. What dodge does is it lightens an image. What burn does is it darkens an image. So we want to do burn right now. And let's see what kind of brush we have. Let's do a soft tip. And I want my transfer to be with my pen pressure here. Or shape dynamics. That's what I want. I'm going to transfer too. That way I don't have to worry about my opacity. 50% we'll keep it at that. And when I work like this, I kind of try to blur my eyes a little bit so I can see what's going on. A little bit easier. And let's start with a big brush here. Alright, let's actually take this down to 30%. Let's hit that top again. Looking over at the navigator here will help with that too, because it takes you a little bit further out. Alright, so Control Alt Shift D again, Control Shift U. Let's see. It's a little bit better. Yeah, so things are a little bit more normalized, which is what we want to have. So I'm actually going to leave that there because I'm going to want to use that. So what I'm going to do with this right now is I'm actually just going to create our specular map with this guy. So I'll hit Control L again to bring up my levels. And you want to constrict these guys down. And just kind of what you want to be highlighted and what you don't want to be highlighted. I'm okay with that. So I'll save this out. So I'm going to save this guy out. Let's see, find my little folder here. And I'm just going to call this T_kit_S for specular. And I'm going to actually save it as the target. Save. And we want to do 24-bit. Okay. So we can undo that guy. So what we need to do for the diffuse is we want to make sure that we have certain things opaque or and some a little bit translucent. So like the fire, we want that to be a little translucent, and we want the lantern here to be a little translucent as well. So let's go through and let's do that. So let's go into our channels and let's make a new channel. That's our alpha channel. Everything's blacked out, so I just hit X here, get the reverse, and let's get our paint bucket and just make everything white. And everything's good to go. So we want the flame here to be translucent. And actually, since we're here, let's apply the layer mask to it. There we go. And we want this guy to be a little bit, so let's go into lantern, and we're going to Control Shift and click the thumbnail so it selects it. And let's go back into our channels. We're going to go to the alpha, and we're going to select about 50% gray. A little bit more on the black side. Down. Paste that in there. Excellent. And let's save the diffuse out. Control Shift S. Let's do this guy as the target as well. And we're going to do T_kit_D for diffuse. Save it. And we want to do 32-bit, so we have the alpha in there as well. So go ahead and save that out. And right now I'm going to save the Photoshop file because I haven't done that yet. Okay. So we want to save a height map now. So we need to desaturate everything in, but something we need to do before we do that is we have to turn off these little symbols because that's going to affect the normal map. So turn off that one. The pot, we're going to turn off that one. And cloth, we're going to turn off that one. Okay, so top visible, Control Alt Shift E, get a copy. We're going to name this one Spec. I'm going to name this height. Alright, Control Shift U, desaturate. Control L, bring up the levels. And we're going to bring this kind of to normalized state. Okay, then we're going to just save this guy up. We're just going to save him as a JPEG. It's going to be height. We're going to save it at the maximum that we can. Let's go into X normal. That up right now. Okay, and then we're just going to go into Tools, Height Map, Normal, right click, Browse Height Maps. Then we go to Kit Bash, Kit High, open it up. We're going to generate. And there we go. Just going to save the normal map. Save it as a target. And we're going to do tkit_n for normal. Yeah, we're going to generate that. Cool. So we can close that up. Okay. And the last thing we want to do is generate a emissive map for the fire so it glows. So I'm going to make a new layer here. And I'm just going to put black on it. And I'm just going to turn off everything except the fire. So we hit Control S, Shift S, and we're going to do a target again. And we're going to do T kit underscore E for emissive. Save it out. We're going to do 24 bits, so we don't need that opacity because it's already going to be in there. Save outputs and size there. And just turn everything back on. Okay, let's save this back up. Alright, cool. Now we're ready to start modeling and applying the texture.